Is there any other games? I'm trying to think. I've been playing Donkey Kong, AC Problems, Air Conditioning, not Assassin's Creed, and
I was about to be like, clarify that. Okay, good. There we go.
yeah, and Final Fantasy Dawn Trail is pretty much all I've been.
How's Dawn Trail been?
It's good.
Yeah.
It is that community is one that is very much and it's like I hate dad phase.
Oh.
Where anything about that game, people are like, I don't like it. I'm upset with it. And so I'm walking in there like all excited, like, I love Final Fantasy. This is great. They're like, stop fucking enjoying it. Nah, I'm good.
I love that. I love that.
I'm going to keep playing my game and enjoy the story. And so because my expectations were so low going into Dawn Trail, and the fact that I'm enjoying it, they're just like, oh, okay. I thought this was going to be complete dog shit, but like, this is cool. I'm about halfway through.
The same thing happened earlier today when I was like, man, Mafia 3 is great if you cut out a blah, blah, blah. And I just saw Code's face and he was like,
yeah, no, I was the same way.
Like that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I wanted, I didn't, it made a lot more sense when you addressed it exactly like you did. Like I thought for a second you were going to make like the whole glowing recommendation, but not talk about the previous ones.
Yeah.
It's funny.
No, I completely got it.
You said that about Mafia 3, and I was watching the preview for The Old Country, and the person that was giving the preview was like, Mafia 3 was, one of the best games in the series, and I paused and I was like, chat, didn't Mafia 3 suck? So I had the same thing that Co had.
Yeah.
I just went through it earlier this week. So yeah. I'm going through that with Dawn Trail though, and it's been fun. I'm sitting down with Jesse Cox, who recently played through all of Final Fantasy and now is ahead of me, and so we're gonna have the conversation of like, hey, how are you enjoying it? Are you doing good?
Nice.
Blah blah blah. So
Awesome.
that'll be
very
Wednesday. I think when I record that before I leave. But
Cool.
Looking forward to more of that. We'll probably play some after the stream, and then mostly Lotro off stream, which I'm surprised. Lotro's a really good fucking game. I was shocked that it does so many things right as an MMO that a lot of MMOs still don't do today. They also took all of the quote unquote friction away from that game because we're playing on a VIP server, which means you have to have a subscription. Otherwise, it's a free to play game. And as a VIP, you get basically an item that goes in your inventory. When you open it, you can sell from anywhere, no matter where you are in the world. You can open the auction house from anywhere. You can use the mail system from anywhere. And I've never played an MMO that has that built in. And I gotta say, we're talking about quality of life shit. Every MMO should have that. It is fucking awesome to be able to just be like, oh, I need to sell real quick. All right, I don't got to go back to town. I'm just going to press a button and just sell all my stuff. And now I can go back to killing mobs. It does remove a lot of the, like I said, friction away from the MMO grind. But man, is it nice to just continually being able to clear a zone from like left to right of quest without hassle.
One of the things that's kind of funny about that, do you want to know one of the reasons older MMOs do that?
I would suspect it was for gameplay length, like to pad time.
Because there's generally far less players playing, and they don't necessarily want them running through empty social hubs.
Oh, so when they go back to a town, no one's there.
I was actually talking to a designer last year who mentioned that one of the reasons that they were changing how the game worked over time to make it more about the player and less about the social aspect because the community was going lower. So they wanted to make it so people could have more fun easily, focus more on just being out there and playing the game. And I wonder if that's what they were doing in that too, because it sounds like, I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I mean, an MMO is like, the not moniker, the main identifier for an MMO is the social aspect, right? That is like the core. Otherwise, it's just a single player RPG, ultimately, if you're not seeing other people. So I definitely saw people in the main town because I would still go crafting, and people are still picking up quests from time to time. It's also not an instanced game, so I see people out in the world because there's only X amount of people playing. They don't have multiple shards of a zone like they do in a lot of modern day MMOs. But yeah, I guess that is an interesting point of why they had that back in the day, where you want to see people in towns.
Well, that's one of the, yeah, exactly. That's why, like, a lot of times they put things specifically in, they make sure that lots of services are collated in towns to pull players to it, to create that, you know, really cool experience of bringing everyone together. So like, that is why they make the player make the trip every so often there and back. So yeah, as they get older, got to still elicit similar feelings, but don't have the same tools.
Yeah,
in the player base at that point.
If anything, for me, it's really prioritized or put solidified my idea that instancing has ruined modern day MMOs in so many ways, because you'll just like leave a city or leave whatever and you get instanced into a zone, and there's only so many players that, you know, can live in that area. For like server costs and whatnot.
In a lot of ways, I mean, like, instancing is the foot in the door to a game not being an actual MMO. And we see instancing happening in actual MMOs, but we also see instancing being the foundation for online multiplayer games to make it feel like an MMO when it's not. So, right. I mean, it's kind of like a bullet in a gun. You can use it for good or evil,
yeah,
for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I completely agree. Like, instancing when done poorly, like a lot of people in chat earlier were saying, you know, that MMOs are about the social experience. Well, if you instance an MMO too much, you can literally shoot yourself in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can take away what people are playing the game for. So yeah, no, it's a great point that you made.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess like almost every modern MMO that I've played has instancing in it.
It's a give take, because like they want players to play together, but at the same time they need to be able to offer every player who is there something fun and interesting to do. So, you know, if it's not a small group all attacking the same target, it has to be multiple targets. Well, at that point, you're talking about a handful of people that can actually engage it. Any more than that, it becomes a mess. So at that point, right? Instancing, brilliant. But then that's a whole different issue. Yeah. I personally loved, like, back in the day, MMOs were heading in this really interesting direction with a game called Warhammer Online, where the idea was the public quest, right? Like, you just run into an area and you are part of the experience, and everyone participates and everyone wins if it wins. And it's like that was like the whole game. Like, anywhere you'd run to, you just kind of like join whoever was around you, and you'd all kind of do it. So that was an attempt at making it so we didn't have to do that. But unfortunately, the game itself had too many issues. Rift did it too. Yeah, Rift was
I remember both
of that as well. Rift was awesome with that.
Warhammer's actually having somewhat of a resurgence right now because of a private server.
Heard about that.
That has popped out. I have a lot of friends that are playing that, and I had my roommate in like 2013 or 2012 was like huge into Warhammer, like 12 plus hours a day, staying home from job type guy, into Warhammer. So familiar with that game in ways I wish I wasn't.
Did he play on release?
Oh yeah. He played. Dude. He was super into it because we all came from Dark Age, right? And like Warhammer was Dark Age light in so many ways.
Oh, I may have known him. I did a world first. I was actually the first chosen worldwide max level in Warhammer Online.
I don't know what server. There were servers, right? There were.
Oh yeah.
There
were servers, and there were also Horde and not Horde, an alliance, but two different sides. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No.
Chaos and
Order
or whatever.
Order, maybe I forget.
Order.
Yeah. I played a little bit of that. I played like a goblin, the Goblin Shaman, I think is what I ended up playing, or whatever. Anyways,
Squeak Herder. That was such a cool class.
Yeah. There you go. It was fun. Well, let's do some news. There was really not that much.
Real quick before we get off,
Please.
I just want 2 games.
Oh yeah,
I just want to mention that I really had fun playing. Really short experiences. I mean, relatively short experiences, but also both games under $5.
Okay.
Last Report. I wanted to mention that I had a blast playing Last Report. It's a creepy pixel art, dark horror game where you play a park ranger on a night shift in your cabin, and
Ooh.
weird shit starts happening all around you. And it has it's very much a light, easy version of Papers, Please, like as the main core mechanic. You like examine like park reports and you go like, okay, they're illegal fishing. This matches, this looks correct. And then you put it in your computer and you stamp it as like good to go or whatever. Or if it's like misspelled or the sector's wrong, then you put it in that category or whatever. But that's the main core mechanic. But around that is this story of evil inside of this national park. And it was really cool. Relatively short experience, like 2 to 3 hours, but at $3.99, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And the other one is called Who's at the Door? Another relatively short experience, but it's $4.50. But it's the anomaly games have been becoming popular, like Exit 8, where you walk through a thing and you see if anything's changed. It's like that, but it has it has more levels than a normal like game of that nature. But the anomalies are creepy, freaky. They will scare you. They will unsettle you. And there's also an underlying story, which these games don't often have. There is a through line. There is a plot that reveals itself as you play the game. But it's very much like I wouldn't say body horror, but I would say like medical horror. Like if you look at the screenshot of the Steam page, you see this lady. It's more like surreal, I would say. Like if you look at the splash page on Steam, you see the lady she's looking through like the peephole. She's got like these huge bug eyes and these huge like bugged out lips, and her head is way too big and shit like that. It's like that. And the core mechanic, like I said, is you wake up in this apartment, you go through to see if anything's changed. Sometimes and oftentimes, which I like, the anomalies will be obvious and like either weird, funny, icky, disturbing. Like they do a very good job of making the anomalies memorable in this game. But if you find some anomalies, you take your medication and you start the day over. If you don't find any anomalies, you open the door to take medication from a stranger that's outside. I know, sounds weird, but it was a fun experience. It's not too long. I think I beat it, an hour and a half, but it was a very cool experience. And there is some replay value to see, because in my gameplay, I think I saw 30-ish anomalies, and there's like 60 something in the game. So there's a little bit of replay value if you want to catch all the cool things that you missed or that didn't show up in your playthrough. So yeah, just wanted to mention those two. I thought those were cool standouts from Indie Day.
Great. Fantastic. Who's at your door?
Very cool.
Yeah. Who's at the door?
And me and Zeke both played Neon Abyss 2, and it was a lot of fun. It's actually like a sci-fi co-op Binding of Isaac that's a side-scroller.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, and it actually was pretty fun. It's very similar to Binding of Isaac, like blue hearts, red hearts. The map is similar. The way they do like treasure rooms and stuff is similar. It's a Binding of Isaac base, but it's completely side scroller. So you're doing like vertical jumping, like Zeke was talking about, and it's all cyberpunky and like kind of a Western aesthetic. An Eastern aesthetic, kind of like a Japanese, Chinese kind of like very cool neon like. Characters everywhere. It was a lot of fun. Good time with it.
Nice. Okay.
Yep. One thing I did have a problem with that game is once you start getting upgrades, it becomes a little like Binding of Isaac. If you get a bunch of upgrades, the screen becomes real busy.
Yeah, dude, that was a big deal. Absolutely.
Huh.
So many little, like, you could have at one point I had 4 drones, up to 10 wisps, little eggs that were following me. I think we could have up to 20 of those, and then some of those could hatch and create things on top of those that were like special. It's like a whole Pokemon thing where you find eggs and they hatch and the different colors combine, and then you have like a pet that does things. It's a lot.
Okay.
Neon Abyss
cool.
2 is the name.
Yeah. Zeke, it was funny. I paused the VOD, shifted over to close the vid. When I did, this is what showed up.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, some of the anomalies are very like in your face. Like that's an anomaly for sure.
Yeah, no, I turned. I was like, ah. Yeah, then you guys are like, Dion. Yeah, Dion. Let's talk about it, guys. I was like, I'm not going to touch that window.
That's why I
for a
like the
second.
game. I'm glad you showed that off because that happens pretty frequently throughout the a playthrough.
Yeah, it definitely was shocking.